So today we are going over the OSI model, which stands for Open Systems Interconnection Model. And what this model is, it shows you how two computers would talk to each other on the network. It is a 7-layer model. From top to bottom, we have the application layer, we have the presentation layer, we have the session layer, we have the transport layer, the network layer, the data link layer, and the physical layer. The weird thing is, since it's from the top to bottom, it's actually numbered different. It starts from the bottom. So this would be layer 1, this would be layer 2, this would be layer 3, layer 4, layer 5, layer 6, and layer 7. The 7-layer OSI model. So let's go into what each layer does. Layer 1 is the physical layer. So in layer 1, data is transferred in physical hardware. So that would be Ethernet cables, NIC cards. NIC stands for Network Interface Card. And then you have hubs. If you guys don't know what these are, I actually have a video called Network Devices, and you can watch that. I'll link it below, and I actually go over each one of these, and I show you what they look like. Layer 2 is the data link layer. This is where the MAC address is, the source and destination of the MAC addresses. This is also where switches lives and frames. So switches, frames. So the next layer is the layer 3 layer, and it's the network layer. The network layer reads the IP addresses from the packets. So in this layer we see routers, and we also see layer 3 switches. Now, the protocols that operate on layer 3 are IP, ARP, and we also have ICMP, and the last one is IPsec. Now, if you don't know what these protocols do or what they mean, I actually have videos for each and one of these protocols, so go to the channel and check them out. And the next one that we have is the layer 4 transport layer, and this layer is responsible for the transport protocol and error handling. So here we have the TCP, which stands for the Transmission Control Protocol, and we have the UDP protocol, which means User Datagram Protocol. Next we have is layer 5, the session layer. And what the session layer does is it establishes end connections between two hosts. And on this layer we have what we call the net BIOS that lives on this layer. What net BIOS means is Network Basic Input Output System. And another protocol that we have in the layer 5 is the PPTP, which stands for Point-to-Point Tunneling Protocol. So the next layer that we have is layer 6, which is the presentation layer. And what this does is it formats the data so that it can be viewed by other users. So it encrypts it and decrypts it also. And in this layer you'll find JPEG files, you'll find GIF files, that's supposed to be a G, you guys know that, right? You also have HTTP TLS, SSL, and TLS. Can I fit that? Yes, I can. Batman. And the next layer that we have is layer 7, the application layer. And this layer is the services that are used with the end user application. So in here we will find HTTP, and we'll also find SMTP.